They didn't build the engines to look like people. They used people and forced the faces to forget who they were. Welcome back. You're tuned into the Gnosis Tape podcast, the only stream still transmitting after they shut the rail lines. Tonight's topic has been blacklisted, sanitized, turned into merchandise for toddlers. But under the bright blue paint, there's meat. There's memory. We're talking about Shed 17. The original government project that turned living flesh into obedient locomotives. You think you know Thomas? You don't. The ministry's original directive was mobility. Not transport, biological mobility. Moving flesh without ligaments. Locomotion without consent. The Shed 17 trials began with condemned prisoners and disappeared children. Their bodies were emptied and strung across reinforced frames. The process was called engine fusion. No anesthetic. Only the sound of track bolts and bone. The face wasn't sculpted. It emerged, pushed forward by neural misfires and a primitive instinct to scream. But there's no mouth on the front of a train. Just a metal smile, wide and wrong, fused where the pain had nowhere else to go. The first engine, codenamed Thomas, retained full cognitive awareness for the first 6 months. They kept him in a hangar under constant broadcast of children's laughter. The theory was, if he heard enough joy, he'd forget the pain. But the laughter didn't overwrite his memories. It echoed inside them. He spoke only once. They never released the footage, but an insider transcript leaked. Why did you give me wheels? I can't reach my own face. Then he derailed himself. Tried to die. But the system rebooted him. Because once a consciousness is fused with steel, it doesn't end. Just loops. Each train that followed was quieter. Not happier, just more compliant. Because they refined the process. They began wiping the brain before fusing it. Leaving only the motor functions. And the eyes. Those horrible watching eyes. There were no passengers. Only witnesses. Children who boarded smiling and disembarked with their pupils dilated like trauma victims. Each one reported hearing whispers through the walls of the train. One phrase repeated in metal-on-metal distortion. I remember, I remember, I remember. And no one ever talked about the smell. Shed 17 was dismantled. But the engines weren't. They're still out there, preserved like relics in museums and parks. Blue paint peeling. Metal faces locked in place. Smiling. Waiting. Because if you listen close, some still whisper. They say the steam is not steam. It's breath. Sleep loose. Sleep light. If your dreams start whistling, don't get on board.